Welcome back, guys. This is part 2 of a series on the biggest challenges facing small law firms owners today. In the first video, we broke down the growth staffing conundrum, that vicious cycle where the busier you get with clients, the more business infrastructure falls apart, leading to burnout, or what I call the 3 dangerous exits. If you haven't seen that yet, I'd highly recommend you going back and watching part 1. There'll be a link to that at the end of this video. But if you're ready for the solution, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about the way out. It's a path I call the hero journey, and it's a path I've discovered to actually build the firm you imagined when you first started. The solution is multi-layered, so bear with me here. On a surface level, it's about systems, processes, and tactics. But the problem is, you never develop the systems and processes for a business to handle legal services. i.e., you never built a business. You're selling your time directly to clients without an intermediary of an employer. That's a good thing because you're keeping all the margin. But you neglected to account for all the work that your employer has done in the background to support the employees. Meaning, you don't have the quality control, workflows, precedent libraries, organization training, customer service, and client management in place. So the more clients you take on, the more problems you have. And usually that translates to low-level profit. So in a nutshell, the so-called business you have is just selling your time with some helpers. And it's 100% dependent on you, which means that it's not possible to scale beyond your capacity. You can work harder, but there are only 24 hours each day. But that's also the salvation and the answer to solving these tactical problems. So if we go deeper, because the firm currently is just you, you're also the answer to all your problems. There's not much you can control externally, but with persistence and work in the right way, you can start to take control of what you do. The problem with any small firm is that by definition, your current self has not yet built the firm you want, because if you had, you would already be running it. So the first step is to realize you are exactly where you should be. There's nothing inherently wrong with you. Step 2 is to realize that in order to build the firm that you want, you need to become the person that's capable of building that dream firm. So you need to realize that it's a journey that you have to go through. But most importantly, you need to actually want to go on this journey, which might take many years or many decades. So the firm is exactly where you are now because you are exactly where you are. So the first step is a desire to change, a desire to go through a transformation journey. Ask yourself why you want to change. What is that intrinsic motivation to want to change? The why. Then with that desire, it requires these things. Number 1, a growth mindset. To have an open-minded and learning mentality. Learning not just knowledge, but also wisdom, skills, new way of thinking, new mental models, and the willingness to look beyond legal services or the professional service industry for learnings. To appreciate sales and marketing. Number 2, to develop mental and emotional discipline in your life. In particular, mental discipline. Meaning, don't dwell on setbacks because they will come. Don't overthink. Don't focus on doubt. Essentially, to realize you're not those voices in your head. You're the conscious being aware of those voices. So let those voices come and go and you just observe them. Center yourself and you'll find the journey is actually not bad at all. Just keep doing and focusing on the now. Number 3, keep your physical and mental health as a priority. To recognize that no achievement is possible without your health. 4, keep your relationships stable, especially your family. So that pretty much means keep your spouse happy. Your ability to execute on any growth is essentially zero without the support of your spouse. And number 5, sit down and do the work that's needed. Now, before we continue, I'm going to expand on the mental and emotional discipline by going on a bit of a tangent. So stay with me here. So for the whole of last year, every morning I've been walking into the shower and turning the temperature knob all the way to cold. The freezing water hits like nothing else. My breath catches and my body instinctively recoils. But as I forced myself to stay, I noticed something. That the initial shock was brief, but yet the panic lingered. My mind was already sprinting ahead, screaming about how much longer I have to endure this. That's when I realized that the actual suffering wasn't the cold water. It was the anticipation of the next moment of discomfort. So pretty much, I was making the present painful by fearing a future that hadn't arrived yet. So mental discipline to me just means focusing on the present and not letting fear of a future that doesn't exist yet control me. Okay, now back to what I was saying. So practically, for me, it was waking up early to lock down a time for myself, even 15 minutes a day of quiet, reflective gratitude or meditation will do wonders. And then have non-negotiables throughout your day for things like exercise, health, and reading and prayer. And eat your meals at the same time each day. For me, it's lunch at 12:30, dinner at 6. If you need to work late, eat your meals first at those times and then work. It's also making time for your family and spouse. Pre-plan family time, holidays, and block out those events, those planned holidays in your calendar in advance for the whole year. And then personally, that's go and actively seeking out a mentor or someone who's done what you want to do and that can give you that support. Go find groups of other business owners who can provide that peer support on your business journey. What you want to seek is new perspectives and new learnings and a fresh pair of eyes. So sometimes, business owners outside of the legal industry will be preferable. And then being present in the household. It's not actually the quantity of time, but the quality of time. So that's not zoning out and thinking about work at home. And invest your spare time to learning. Again, mindset, mental frameworks, wisdom, new skills, free or paid. Sometimes free is really good. Just be picky with your time. That's the key. And tactically, there's a ton, but I'll just state the ones with an outsized impact. It's things like finding the right people to work with, the right fit, skills, mindset, values, when it comes to employees, suppliers, peers, and also clients. Have a proper practice management software and use it properly. Systems like ActionStep, Clio. Keep timesheets, organize your files. And bill clients as soon as actually possible. Chase up your invoices like crazy, even if it's 1 day overdue. Review your WIP regularly by matter. These are your projects. And any unexpected overruns or possible WIP write-offs, communicate them early with the client. Seek recovery on all your WIP. Next, have a basic back-of-the-envelope cash flow forecast for the month. How much money is going to come in, how much money is going to go out, such as salary, income tax, GST, BAS, insurance payments. All those unexpected hits to cash. And also reconcile your accounting software and your trust account every day. It only takes 5 minutes, but saves a ton of time down the line. And lastly, start to document your workflows with standard operating procedures with the use of AI. Now, have you noticed how I didn't start with the tactical actions? Because if you focus on just the tactics, then there's no foundation for it, and you'll soon give up and not see the point and fall back to your old patterns. We only have one life. Live it with meaning, purpose, and compassion. Have the drive to self-actualize, because you possess a potential that can only be unlocked through experience. And the journey of building a law firm is a powerful vehicle for that. You won't even recognize yourself after this growth. When I look back 15 years ago to when I first started my accountancy firm, I don't recognize the person I was then. I suspect I won't recognize who I am today in another 15 years either. And I look forward to that day, and I hope you do too.